we've back to my main point. Redbar's been around for some very important things, and a lot of people think of me as somebody who kind of has his hand in a lot of these things. You know, what I say goes sometimes. Sometimes it's dark, sometimes it's twisted, but sometimes the men I hate the most tend to be some of the most important people that we see in this world. And I don't know if you guys remember May 28th, our comeback show. Remember? I was really sick, and I was in bed for most of a year. I couldn't walk. And one of the things that I did when I was sick is instantly did this. The minute I saw Kanye West perform the Donda listening party, you remember when him and all those black guys were living inside of a venue, living inside of a arena, and they were wearing bulletproof vests, and all of them said Donda on it, right? I just loved it, and I spent hours, zooming into all those pictures, and now they were all wearing, here's the problem with these Donda bulletproof vests. They were all wearing a slightly different vest with a slightly different font size. Okay? So there were many to pick from, so I had to kind of view 5 different photos and then average them in. But I did find the vest. I found the vest that Kanye was wearing, and it was a real Kevlar bulletproof vest. I bought it. It was very expensive. It was like $368. Could have been more. And I said, I wanted to make this bulletproof vest to wear on the show. I break through the door. There's smoke everywhere. I got the bulletproof vest. I sing my rendition of Jail. Instead of we all liars, I say they all liars. But remember, Kanye West says we all liars. You don't hear me saying that. I'm not one of those guys. We all lie. Big J. Okerson, Ari Shaffir, they're known for saying we all lie. We've all done dark things. In fact, Hotep Jesus, you'll see this today, he says we're all grifters. Well, we're all part of that grift one way or another, aren't we? I'm telling you, you're going to love Hotep Jesus coming up. But then, do you guys remember, I made a terrible mistake. Because sometimes when I'm playing around, and when I'm in my, what you guys call wishing chambers, which is just my house, anything that I'm in is my wishing chamber. And I might have crossed points. Yeah, the hardest part about a wish that no one focuses on the movie is the literal interpretation of the wish that the object or genie or witch or sorcerer, how they interpret it. Okay, and especially when you're wishing to nothing, like I don't have an actual physical object that I wish to, or a lamp that I rub, or a guy that I meet. I just tend to think these things. But it is a giant swirl, which leads me to this.
Fuck.
Can we get some scary music here? What you're looking at is the exact bulletproof vest worn by Kanye West during the Donda listening parties. It's legit. And instead of Donda on the vest, and this was really done out of, I'll tell the wisher, the wish granter, this was really done just because, like, how could I make a vest that has something to do with Redbar to wear on the show as a gag? So I go, oh, this is perfect. Denny. So instead of Donda, I wrote Denny. I actually ironed these letters on myself. Does anyone know why this was one of my biggest mistakes? Can anybody guess? You're going to win a Seahawk 2. Seahawk 2 today, if you could figure out why this was a dark, dangerous disaster that will lead us in to the next chapter of Josh Denny's life. We'll come back to this later on in the show.
So now I really am going to die soon. You've manifested a lot of things that I'm
Things
not
that I say-
necessarily hoping are going to come true, but we're already
Things
on
that
the
I say are
path
very
now.
dangerous. Cut to the close-up here. We'll talk about this in a bit.
Fuck
Things that I say
thing.
are extremely dangerous. All right, let's get into some lighthearted stuff. This is light news. Is anybody winning Seahawks? Any guesses? I love this fall weather, man. I'm telling you, the fall me is a whole new me. I hope you guys are feeling new. The light of fall, huh? If we could just
Beautiful.
bottle it, kiss it, and bottle it, yeah.
You should show that, since you were just talking about Kanye, you should show that one Hollywood Fix video if you want.
Yeah,
'Cause
and do you have a
nobody's
time
watching
code
these.
here?
Just like the first
Send
2
it
minutes.
over,
It's
send
in-
it over,
it's
send
in
it
next up.
Sin next up. Yeah, check this out, Kanye. What? Okay, and does this have a time code? This is
Just
very
do
long.
like the first minute.
Okay, the first minute. Okay, and no commentary here. No commentary, by the way, for the room. And also, here's something that I've seen, and this is very troubling around the Redbar community. This is what I mean. There will come a time to where your favorite Redbar topic makes the news. But that doesn't mean we start talking about that topic as if it's a news subject for school. I've always said, this picking teams, deadly. Sitting there letting other people tell you what to fight about every day is deadly to me. That's why I stay away from politics and these horrific events that you see the comment sections dividing up on. If I'm going to fight with somebody, it should be one of my own fights that I was planning on doing already. So what I hate about politics the most, and it reminds me about, when people ask me, Mike, this guy talked shit about you. You're going to go after him. Well, maybe, maybe not. I like to pick my own things to be mad about. I don't like when every day I got to wake up and go, oh, what are they going to drag me? What do I got to be dragged into today? So when a topic becomes politicized, well, then it means you've almost stripped all the fun out of it. You've almost stripped, it's turned into a dark, negative fight of who's right. And one of the things that disgusts me the most is watching people think that they're right in comment sections, and fight with each other and get so mad over at each other over the possibility of the other guy not being right, and then this guy's right. So that stuff breaks my heart. It sickens me. So I tend to say, please don't do that here. In the Bring Back group, don't start and never fall for a fool's, like we'll be watching the fools and the fools will start bringing up maybe a political thing. And then you turn to the chat and you see people now discussing the political argument that the fools are discussing. That's not our vibe. So I think it's very important when we play this stuff to view it responsibly. Sit on your hands if you have to. You don't need to start fighting with everybody over what you think you interpret it as. And sometimes you got to wait. Sometimes the best thing to do, like when we were stuck on the trail, I had a few options. I could have gone and gotten into a lot of trouble with a rollover, Jules. We would have rolled over down a mountain. And we would have been dead. The dog would have been smashed. You would have been smashed had I acted.
Oh, I know.
But when I was stuck in this situation on a 34% or a 34-degree roll, and I'm hanging on to the side of my car like this, about to fall off the side of a mountain, I had to just stop and think and be patient and go over all the options, which led me to a successful option. that got us out alive. So what I ask of you is to reserve your righteousness. That's what I call, that you think you're right all the time, or he thinks he's right. Doesn't matter if you're right. What we ask here at Redbar is to please put that aside. Enjoy the antics. Enjoy the thrills. But we saw this, in the chat 2 weeks ago. We saw two people. And if you don't bring it up, what's really nice is that I don't have to bring this up. I rarely have to bring this up, right? Because most people understand. Most people
Pretty
know.
much every single person does.
Yes, pretty much every single person. But I think it's very important to say that again. Make this a place where we come and have a party and not have a place where it's like the rest of the internet, because the rest of the internet is, and I've been watching pretty hard, it's about the crummiest I've ever seen. Just about the worst it's ever been. And I don't want to watch you throw away your life in a comment thread arguing over one of these made-up topics of the week, okay? You pick your own thing to hate and go after, but make sure it came from you and not Twitter. Elon, Kanye, Josh Denny, don't let them pick for you. You must pick for yourself, all right? Please don't get upset. So here's this video. Let's watch this. This was very good, but these are the videos here. This is what I'm talking about. This should be everywhere, right? And we know the Hollywood fix, guys. That's why this is so exciting. The Hollywood fix are these complete retards who live in Hollywood. They usually cover Tana Mongeau and Bryce Hall, and they go to BOA. They run into Big Mike, he cackling with Faye's bags out on the street. That's this guy. And now he gets this. Kanye West expresses frustration, reveals what will change when he takes over media.
Wait, spoiler
and
alert.
calls out Ari, which is Ari Gold from Entourage, which is isn't that cool? Our favorite show, everybody, Entourage, is fighting with Kanye now. So this has only 195,000 views, but why doesn't this have, you know what I mean? But here it is. Kanye West expresses his frustration, reveals what will change when he takes over the media. So from what I understood, and again, this is not political, please trust me. From what I understand, there is an organization who runs the media. And we hate when people are running the media, right? I think. We don't want anyone running the media, right? We don't want any single person running the media.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's what people are. This is a very dear topic to a lot of people's hearts. To me, I didn't realize that we were so concerned. Well, I guess I know we're concerned about what the media is doing, but I didn't know that was like the main thing. But it looks like we will have a new controller of the media. And I am happy to say it is my favorite artist, Kanye West. So people go, oh, Mike, Kanye sucks. Oh, Mike, why are you so obsessed with Kanye? Well, because he's one day going to take over the whole media. Another one of my predictions, why did I spend so much time with Kanye to begin with? Well, because he is going to take over the media. Here he is saying it himself.
How are you,
You can turn that scary
How you doing
music
today,
off.
man?
When I take over the media, I'm not going to have it where you can follow my kids.
When I take over the media. See, that part you're not hearing enough.
Does anybody know that he's planning on taking over the media? I feel like there's a lot of focus on what he said about the Jews and not enough about his
Yes.
sinister.
By the way, this coat is... I can't believe I'm not wearing this outfit right now. I'm so close to wearing that outfit. Josh Denny described this outfit as Kanye just wears the shittiest, dirtiest coat, a completely filthy hoodie, a dirty old cheap hat. He doesn't care. That's how he described this outfit, Josh Denny. He's wearing like the dirtiest, shittiest coat, the shittiest hat. So, and by the way, camo hats. Remember this camo hat. Okay? Just remember that. So, yes, let's hear that again. And this is exciting. And that's what also a Maybach is, if you didn't know. It's just this. It's just a Mercedes soccer mom SUV. That's what they've been rapping about, this car? That's like rapping about the Lexus LX 400. This is what they've been rapping about for 20 years? It's like, I couldn't believe. I'm like, why is Kanye just riding around in this like $40,000 SUV? And then I see, oh, that's the Maybach that he can't stop talking about. Sick. I mean, it's literally next to like a Subaru here, and they're about like the same coolness factor. All right, let's hear this again.
How are you, Kanye? How you doing today, man?
How are you, Crady?
When I take over the media, I'm not gonna have it where you can follow my kids around, where you can follow us around. Like, look, if we're at a red carpet and we want to get photographed or
That's
something,
awesome. Is he gonna say it again?
I think so.
Dude, we're street hustlers. You gotta understand.
Wait, I'm not finished, sir.
Yes.
If we had a
He's
red
mad
carpet, we
now.
specifically want to get photographed. But if it sounds if we don't want to get photographed, I don't owe you to get photographed.
Of course.
Now, keep recording. Keep recording.
Of course.
Now, actually, if y'all remember,
So remember how Kanye talks now, because this is how Josh Denny is starting to talk. Nah, when I done it, you'll hear it all today in Josh Denny's interview. I mean, it's thrilling. You're gonna see. It's like the most thrilling thing that's ever happened here at Redbar.
when I had an altercation with the paparazzi, forgot what date it was, but that paparazzi was actually the same paparazzi that followed Britney Spears, the one at the airport.
Philippe.
Yeah. Okay,
Philippe.
so now that paparazzi, after that,
Oh, no, the one that.
See what
got
I
hit
mean? He
by the,
remembers all these
umbrella.
stories.
okay,
Daniel. Daniel.
Okay, so Daniel. So that after that, they diagnosed me with they took me to anger management, and they put me on medication. Now it's one doctor that said that was the beginning.
You know, he reminds me of Hotep Jesus. I wonder if Kanye watches Hotep Jesus. You know, if they don't give Hotep Jesus his own spot at the table at Rumble, he's going to create his own table. I'm telling you, the fantasies out there living like the way that Denny and Hotep Jesus, they act like they're billionaires too, and they've got the kind of the same stuff on the table, and their team is working on some pretty big. Yeah, go ahead.
If you want to imagine what Josh or Hotep are doing at any given day, just imagine what Elon might be
Exactly.
doing. They're doing the same thing.
Boardrooms, walking. They're doing a lot of things where they call people on the phone now. Call after call after call is something they do now. Showing up, just doing meetings, and they've got a lot of ideas. Josh Denny and Hotep Jesus, who we're going to reintroduce to you. I've loved. When I look at Hotep, he is like Kanye to me. I can't take my eyes off this Hotep Jesus. I really can't. Here are my 3 top favorite black guys. Kanye West, Hotep Jesus, and the guy from the end of Loki at the desk in heaven. Can we get a photo with that guy? Does anyone know who I'm talking about? He goes like this all the time. Can we watch that scene?
He's going to be the villain in the new Ant-Man movie. I just learned. Your favorite guy.
I don't like Ant-Man. I hate Ryan Reynolds.
No, that's not Ryan Reynolds. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh.
You know, I did this on the show. I got to defend myself here. On the show, I got clipped. And it's always funny to see what genre of people happens to find these Redbar clips first. You know, sometimes it's comedy fans. Sometimes it's only Tom Segura fans. Sometimes it'll be only Michaela Peterson, Lion Diet guys. And depending on who finds these clips first, you'll see it from their point of view. And it was this clip that I did about See, this is why I never wanted to mention this guy in the first place, because of this terrible clip they put out about me. It was Stuttering John Menendez. Boy, were they I don't know what audience this is, but they seem to like Anthony Cumia and hate Stuttering John, and they're just seeing me for the first time. That's who found this clip. So it's a clip of me saying Stuttering John's been messaging me. Remember that from like last week?
Yes.
Stuttering John's been messaging me. Well, and this whole audience is, who the fuck is this guy? What's this Dennis Miller crap here? Why is this guy stealing everything he's ever seen? But then there was one comment in there that really got to me. It was, well, not one comment. It was the main focus. And this comment read, wow, did this guy actually say he prefers the new Howard Stern over the old Howard Stern? This is a great one. You want to blow up, and you could really roll the die and do this in any comment thread you want. Try this at home. You're getting a Seahawk too if you get results by the end of the show. Go in any comment thread on the internet, all right? Keyboards on! And type this. I actually prefer the new, all capitals, Howard Stern over the old Howard Stern. I mean, I thought that this was more of a light-hearted thing. But this is like saying, I think the lockdown is a great accomplishment. I mean, they go fucking off. So this whole video was, excuse me, did he just say he likes the new Howard? Yeah, pretty much. I bet he does all this, because the lips. It was a joke. Based on you guys going crazy. And then I go, oh my God. So if you watch Redbar for the first couple hundred times, you're watching it very similar to a clip I'm about to show you. I'm starting to really learn what this first time watch is feeling like to the people. Remind me to play the conservative guy that we found that,
Yes, that guy
is going over Taylor Swift's video. Send that to me up next.
Okay.
And then I don't know if there was anything else in this Kanye
He just
thing.
says something. He says it again at like 1:30, but you don't know.
Okay,
you can
that's
keep
fine.
playing it for 1 sec.
1:30. Yeah, let's hear that. And I'm gonna show you this.
Oh, wow.
They put me, because I'm just like from Chicago. I'm not used to people following me around and being able to just take anything from me.
Of course.
Y'all taking a picture, but y'all ain't sharing no money with me. Y'all ain't sharing no money with the.
You mosquitoes! Remember that? Does anyone remember the old Kanye West? He's got some of the best. Type in Kanye West paparazzi. We revisit these every 6 months. And watch, I like to watch when I'm on MDMA. Kanye West paparazzi compilations. And they're great. I mean, there's just one where he's like trying to close up his garage, and he starts calling the paparazzi guys mosquito, but he's screaming, with all his heart, you mosquitoes, you roach, and that's like always sticks with me, right? You mosquitoes, you blood sucking mosquitoes. So he really, really hates that paparazzi stuff. I mean, that was a big one. I mean, I don't know if you were following that back then. That was like one of those 2009 crazes, where it's Kanye versus the paparazzi. Remember, he hit the guy. That was a big E-entertainment, Billy Bush type of topic back then, that you guys didn't really care for.
Anything from me.
Of course.
Y'all taking a picture, but y'all ain't sharing no money with me. Y'all ain't sharing no money with the celebrities. Y'all following kids around. When I get to control of the media, I'm gonna change that part because it's not fair.
Well, so this is gonna rule. You've already all signed off on this. No takebacks. Kanye West will control the media, and I hope the presidency and the Senate. That would be my dream, of course. Show me my history proves that would be my dream.
Don't you wish that you could just delete your memory and then see a random Redbar clip for the first time and see what impression you
finally
have?
something funny. Yes, but
because
yes,
it's so
we have
confusing.
that. But we have that. Yes, Redbar is super confusing.